Good morning. My name is Doyle and I practice vulnerability by singing a healing song at the emotional depths at which it was meant to be expressed. And I do that on camera and then I post the video. This is how I've been shown to heal my experience of detrimental vulnerability and start experiencing healthy vulnerability instead. Before I sing the song, I share a little bit about, where I'm at on my journey, or maybe about the song. And this morning it's about both because, oh my gosh, I was reminded of the story of the Velveteen rabbit this morning, and I so identified with it this morning while I was journaling and doing my morning routine. Did you know that the Velveteen rabbit really wanted to become real, and was so loved by his boy, and he knew that in order to even have a chance of becoming real, that being loved by the boy was it. But what was happening was he was getting raggedy because the boy loved him so much. The boy took him everywhere and loved him so much. And the Velveteen rabbit was starting to fall apart and get bare and looking pretty shabby, and started feeling bad about it. And then one day the boy got sick. This is what happens when I'm vulnerable. And they were gonna burn the bunny, but the bunny got saved by a fairy, and the fairy took the Velveteen rabbit to the woods, to the forest, and turned the bunny into a real bunny. And then it lived in the forest as a real bunny in nature. And I couldn't help but wonder, because I haven't really read the story, I only was reminded of it. I never went and read it again, but I bet when that Velveteen rabbit woke up as a real bunny in the forest, I bet he had to grieve the warm bedroom he just came from and all of the love and adventures that he experienced with his boy. He had none of that anymore. But what he did have was his wish to be real. And he was living in the real world. He was able to experience being a real bunny. And so I can imagine he probably had to grieve his old life before he could fully step into his new one. And that's where I'm at. I'm waking up in the forest. I have tissues around here somewhere. And I'm realizing that I lost my boy. Quite literally. One of my sons passed away 4 years ago. And it really there's no words for how it affected me. But I won't go into that. That's a whole nother video. But I'm waking up in the forest, and I'm realizing who I am. And I'm also realizing that I no longer have the things in my life that I used to draw my identity and my security from. They all dissolved instantly. The planet dissipated. My beliefs, my identity, my purpose, everything gone. Yet I was still here. So the song today is called Goodbye. And it is about grieving that old option that you had been keeping open, that you are now closing, so that you can fully choose the path that you want to commit to. I've had to do this several times in my life. Each time it gets deeper, bigger, more complicated. But when I wrote this song, the circumstances happened to be different than they are this time. But these circumstances are reflected in the lyrics, so I want to tell you just a little bit about them. It was written in my late 20s, and it's when I decided to. I was weighing whether or not I was going to be leaving the marriage or not that I was in. It was a abusive, toxic environment that neither of us knew how to like rise above. It was just, we were just like crabs in a bucket. Oh my God, it was horrible. And we had 2 kids, and the youngest one was like 6 months old. It was just, I needed to get out. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. That was actually when I did leave, is that how bad it got. But when I wrote this song, it wasn't that bad yet. I was still not fully committed to the relationship, which was leading to the problems. I still had like this first love idea that I was kind of keeping in my back pocket as an option if things didn't work out with my husband. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize I was doing that. I wasn't doing it consciously, but someone pointed it out to me. And I will be forever grateful to this woman, because it took bravery for her to have the guts to say, what you're doing is wrong, what you're doing is destroying your marriage. And so I had to let that other option go. And I had to choose to fully commit to the marriage I was in, and not 1 foot in my marriage and 1 foot out in case it doesn't work out. I knew that before I left, if I was going to leave this marriage, it was going to be because I gave it my all. It wasn't going to be because I was tired of straddling the fence. I was going to jump in, and I was going to give it my all. And in order to do that, I had to say goodbye to my old life. The straddling of the fence, you know, the keeping the other option dangling. And so I will always love this person, this other option that I kept. I truly, truly love him. I always have. But I am human. And we do mistakes sometimes. So I wrote him this song to let him go, and I sent it to him. And here it is. It's called Goodbye. There is no love as beautiful as ours once was. There is no love as perfect for me, because in my dreams you're everything I need. A hero fantasy, yet always out of reach. You were my light When darkness swept me under, you held me through the thunder, then vanished in the night. And though we'll be two souls in love forever, my life is with another, and so I'm setting free you and me. There is no pain as beautiful as healing brings, and through the rain we'll rise up with our broken wings, and we will fly as we let go of the past, 'cause we both are free at last to go on with our lives. And for you, I wish peace and happiness, and a life filled with success, and a girl who's pure and true. If I cry when love does find you, boy, they are only tears of joy, 'cause what's meant for you